quick note, my job running a gas station, what I've had for many, many times before, running stores for people basically. Going back even 10 years, I'm very good at it and I'm well liked. They're always asking me to come back. John will hire me, the other one will hire me. I'm also already still hired at the job I plan on coming back. That's Marbury Oil. The problem is I need to be better. But they even talked to me recently, coming running out. Zach, we love you. Please come back. It was great. I had a squat to talk to them. I was trying to blow past because I was hurting. I had to show up at the doctor's, and then I had to get to the bus stop, and it was hurting like hell. But they ran out just to tell me, just to tell me they love me. I never had another job like this where well, it's a small mom and pop company. It's not big. They have multiple stores, the owner, but the people that run it are like mom and pop. Three stores for the wife, three stores for the husband, and then they got friends of the family running the rest. It's definitely a family organization, and the people that run the stores under them are like family. It's definitely family type stuff. They even made it a point to why would you lose your promotions or your stuff like that? That there's another store that they were going to give me as a promotion, stuff like that. I'm very well liked. Part of that is I do my job. I do my job even while injured. I do above and beyond my job. It's I have a great work ethic. I've always had that, and it's something that is pointed out to me constantly. This isn't me saying this. I'm always subconsciously going, I could do more, I can do more, I can mop again, I can do more, I can wipe the windows, I can do more. That's my mind. Like, I always feel like I'm not doing enough. Meanwhile, my managers and my coworkers tell me I'm doing too much, I'm making them look bad, you don't have to do all that, stuff like that. And when I'm injured, I'm still trying to take out the trash with a do not lift order because everybody else has a do not lift order and it's stacking up the 14 bags around the dumpster. So I'm always the guy who just breaks the do not lift order while everybody else doesn't want to do it. I'm the guy who doesn't smoke at work while everybody smokes and says, it's fine, you could smoke. Everybody smokes weed at this job. You can do what you want. And I'm the guy who feels guilty and doesn't want to do that. Well, it's not really guilt. It's just like, I guess I don't feel like I do as good a job as well as I use weed at nighttime. And if you're smoking during the day, you grow a tolerance to it. So if I want marijuana to work at night, then I can't smoke during the day. And I learned that at an early age. Now, at the age of 31, I don't smoke at all. I even at bedtime, I found other things like Benadryl with, well, what do you call it, CBDV, CBN. And recently, I even found a CBD up the street with lion's mane. Even though it does have Delta 8, what I don't like. It's lion's mane, packaging here. It is 5 milligrams of Delta 8, 50 milligrams of Delta 10, what is just an edible version of weed, is what you get in actual regular Delta 9 edibles. Lion's mane, that's what I bought it for. Corpusets, 50 milligrams lion's mane, 50 milligrams corpusets, 50 milligrams reishi or reishi mushroom. I can't pronounce half this, sorry. I'm pretty good at knowing what each compound is. I Google the mushroom, what it's for, uses, side effects, people's experience after taking them, the naysayers, the people all into it. That's how I really do it. I look up the one word, but it doesn't mean I can pronounce it. It just means I've read it 100 times. And chaga, where I only know how to pronounce that because I've heard other people pronounce it that way, chaga mushrooms. But I might be wrong. I just heard that on YouTube called chaga. But I've read quite a lot about all those, and they can boost the immune system as well as help the mind with cell growth. There's a lot more to it than that too, but short and sweet. Now, the Delta 8 can be a painkiller and sleep aid, but I don't trust 8 that much. It is natural and pretty safe, though. It's absolutely safe, but I just don't trust the people making it. So, but that one lab tested, so. And Delta 10, I'm not worried about. That is absolutely safe. If you ever eat in a Delta 9 edible, then you've had Delta 10. When you take Delta 9 in an edible, it turns into Delta 10 in your digestion. So, when you take Delta 10 in an edible, it's no different than eating Delta 9 in edibles and having it digest. So, it's actually no big deal if you do your research. But I got this, believe it or not, for $2, half price up the street at another gas station, convenience store that I'm well liked, and I tossed them a supplier, not Gilded, it was the one from Gilded called Biopharma Industries, CBDV, and Gilded Extracts was another one that I ended up giving away to them and Smiley and another one. And then I hooked them up with the phone number to get a store discount because they're CBD licensed so they can get orders. Now, here's something interesting. Rochester passed 2 years ago that CBD edibles couldn't be sold at all because they didn't want to get it mixed up with weed. So they put a city ordinance in. But now, last week, they put a city ordinance, no CBD vapes whatsoever, just cream and dry. You can have CBD dry, all the dry herb you want, but you cannot have now gummies, supplements, or vapes. They just passed the city ordinance. So no CBD, no hemp, no, they don't want to get through what's what. Well, I guess is a good way to do it because they sold Delta 8 at a lot of those places, but it wasn't like it was getting crazy or nothing. There was CBD Delta 8. That's it. You just get the CBD with the little, what do you call that? No, not a panda. It was I can't think of it. It's the Australian panda, I guess you would call it. A small little bear-looking thing. Can't remember. Anyways, taking pictures, sent it out. There's a good CBD they sell. There's a lot of good CBN and CBG now coming in too. Yeah, a lot of good CBG, CBN that I've seen is becoming a part of the market. But Somersworth, all of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, just about the whole United States allows the CBD for the last, 200 years. That's old school hemp. But the new school hemp that Trump redefined as hemp is scaring everybody off of the CBD markets. That's the Delta 8, Delta 10, and the THCs. That's just like there's a store down in Dover, the 7-Eleven, that decided to sell 3 cheap products. But they were selling all the 3 cheap products. Well, Delta 8O, I don't like what I'm seeing, and that they sold that in Dover. I never bought anything from Dover, though. What was I doing down there? I was going down, oh, that was DMV. That was back way when I had to go to the DMV in Dover. Yeah, that sucked. The bus doesn't go there. You have to walk across busy traffic with no sidewalk. Oh, shit. Yeah, I thought I was going to get run over that place. Yeah, fuck, yeah. Anyways, so yeah. My roommate got a cup of coffee. I got Gatorade. I think I actually had food stamps at the time, or my roommate probably just got his food stamps. Yeah, because he was the one buying. And they had it at the register when he was buying cigarettes. Yep. They had CBD, Delta 8, THCO, and THCA. THCA and O should not be sold. Well, A won't harm you, but still, people don't do their research. CBD, okay, you can sell that at a gas station. I don't care. Get a CBD license. But all this other hemp should really be sold in a health store, pharmacy, or at a dispensary. Just openly, though. Openly. There should be just a smoke shop that sells this shit. Not a gas station and convenience store. The CBD, yes. A CBD license should cover CBD products like CBD, CBN, CBG. But HHC, I don't even really understand. All the THCs are like weed, except for some of them are worse, and I don't trust at all. And then you got the stuff like the CBDs, like CBDV. Great, fantastic, safe. We've done our research on CBD full spectrum. Great. But now they're ruining it for everybody. But yeah, enough about what they sell at all these gas stations. Whippets. Yeah, we don't sell that at my gas station. I had a talk with my manager about it, and I told her I felt uncomfortable and I wasn't gonna push them. Nobody really bought them on my shift at least, but I wasn't telling anybody about them, and we only had them for a couple weeks. So great. I don't know. I probably should have sold them anyways, but you would have to make it like a thing, like they do way down in, where was that? Smiley's. I don't know. Maine. Maine. You have to go to Maine. Wait, no. Smiley's isn't in Maine. I only know them from going to the lake and beaches. That's where I used to pick up my beer when I first moved up here, and there was kids in there buying it by the box. I think there's a place in Somersworth that used to do it too, because I saw empties on the side of the road quite a bit. I don't see why they just don't go to Cloud 9. When I was in Massachusetts, I knew a guy that used to tell me that if I paid him, he would fill up a whole tank for me. $3 for these giant balloons is what he sold. I asked him, how do you do it? At first he didn't tell me, but after he realized who I was, he's like, oh, well, I'll tell you then. By the way, I had everybody's secrets. Everybody trusted me completely. I never fucked anybody, and they all fucked me over. They all owed me favors or owed me money at one point or another, because I never wanted to do anything really for money, illegal or otherwise, but I would try to help you within the law. And they appreciated that. What do you want for it? I don't want nothing for it. You go. Do what you got to do. Shit like that. Like, oh, I'm sick. Oh, why don't you see Joey? I don't know where he is. Could you go meet? No, I can't do that. Sorry. Oh, I'm fucked. No, I'll tell you what. You go right over there, that park, Kerouac. Do your thing. I'm sure Joey will appear. Joey appears. Done. Shit like that gets you a lot of credit. Also, gang members, they wanted to beat me up because I said I didn't want to join any of these gangs. But I had a good answer after a while, and they respected me for that. Also, there was this kid from the military that with diabetes. He really was a military person, but the gang members didn't like him because he was goody two-shoes, and they figured I was goody two-shoes hanging out with this military kid. This was when I first became homeless at 19. But the year later, they respected me once again. Why? Because they came up to smoke with Shannon and me, a crazy guy, and this crazy guy wouldn't take negativity. And I said, well, I'm fine with smoking with you, but you don't want to smoke with me. And the guy's like, what? Why wouldn't I want to smoke with you? I said, don't you remember? You guys, all you guys figured I was some pussy kid hanging out, and you guys hated me. And you guys have made that very clear, so why would you want to smoke with me? He goes, no, it's the other kid you were hanging out with. I said, oh, in that case, you can smoke with me. And we've had talks with all of them. Everybody from Bad Boy, this big giant guy who just wants to be a gangster, or Donnie, who really thinks he's a Don, what he has tattoos of it. I don't want to question nothing. These people carry guns and they're nuts and they stab each other. No, you need help. I'm worth more money to you alive. Yeah, what do you need? Oh, yes, okay. I can't. I'm sure I'll find something for you. And it's not like I go make people drugs and go give it to them. Nothing like that. I never would. You can stab me before I could commit a crime for you. And that is very, very true. If you want me to do a crime for me, for you, me, whatever, we're going to go rob a convenience store, you got to stab me. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No. If you need money, then I can show you how to make money. You got a car? Okay, let's go to this state. Another state over. We're going to put in some applications at 20. We're going to flood the market with applications in the state for you. As soon as you get the job, sleep in your car for a while, collect the money. You got it? Well, I need quick the money overnight. Okay, you're going to need to go to every single business in the area and see if they need any free labor, work, anything. And you're going to go to each one. If they say they don't need work, or if you're afraid to ask, you're going to work anyways. You're just going to start working. And if that doesn't work, you're going to go start scrap metaling. Yes, you're going to start looking for all the metal. You're going to look for everything. You're going to drive to a town without a lot of homeless people around, and you're going to pick up everything. That's my attitude. I find ways to make it work without having to break the law. And they're amazed. Like one of them was like, "I want to trip on drugs. I want drugs. I want drugs." I said, "Why do you need drugs? I can get you drugs legally and for free." And I would almost put money on it right now. How do you do that? You go looking for flowers and plants that are perfectly legal and in public parks. What do you mean? Well, I'll give you an example. There are morning glories blue growing up a bunch of fences, thousands of these seeds in one park, one location. What park? The one near the police station, believe it or not, kind of in the 3 streets down, so it's not really visible, the small little one. So they go over there and they pick thousands of them. They mix it with alcohol after they grind it up. They shake these freshly picked seeds, and they love it for some reason. Of course they do. They're drinking their alcohol with LSA, and these are all natural ones, so they don't have any of the chemicals that the government pours on the stuff you buy. These are grown from God. And stuff like that got me a lot of credit with the gang members who like to beat up just white people. A white skinny kid like me, by helping the community, the crazies, and just being straight up with the gang members and the police, it did get me pretty far. Being a straight up honest person will get you far. That's what I found, especially with your managers, your coworkers, your friends. Now, the only people I have trouble with are people that believe in my father's and mother's bullshit. So that would be doctors, maybe, some state officials, Social Security. I have trouble with them. But the people that get to know me, managers, police officers that pass me on a daily basis, well, they don't really know me, but they see me sitting there and they probably have searched me a million times, found nothing, knowing like, well, this kid never has shit. So stuff like that shows the type of person you are. But then, everybody got their little fantasy story. He's homeless and he drinks all the time, so oh, who knows? He's probably getting railed up the ass, or who knows? All these, bullshit. Just bullshit. Complete bullshit. That's like saying my father is a murderer and he has a pile of bodies in the backyard. What? Really? No, that's bullshit. That's a bullshit fantasy bullshit. But it's based upon my father has had so many wives and the numbers don't show. Yes, the chances of a man outliving 2 to 3 wives and outliving a son as young as me, that could happen very soon, are like 1,000,000,000 to 1. So you could do that bullshit like my mother and father, and I've seen other people, and police officers love it. They always got a fantasy about a homeless person. The real stories are much sadder than anything you can imagine. Like Bad Boy, his brother is an intellectual and always wanted to go to college, and the other one is a bully who just decided he can't get out of it now. His nickname is Bad Boy. He has to fit the image. He's always the tough guy who will do anything to get the buck. And so now that's pretty sad. He has to fit that image. Meanwhile, the brother can't get into anything. He can't get any real good, starting type of start be in the same town as his brother. So you got that mixture. Then you got the 2 homeless people that were African American that used to live in New Mexico and got stuck in Massachusetts. They are separate, but they both kind of like, one's much older. He's dying of a lot of illnesses while living out in the woods, and one of them is a big drug addict who can't stop using drugs, but he has a way of just doing routes around and getting them for free. I mean, there's a lot of this stuff going on. It's pretty sad. Now, these people, a lot of them just use the drugs because they have to live outside. A lot of them are sober sometimes for 6 months to a year, and that's it. They break during winter. During winter, they're disappearing into crevices on massive amounts of drugs. It's just the true stories. And normally, these people will not tell some random stranger that comes up the truth of their lives. But a guy named Zach, who's living out in the rain and has no shoes during winter, and that doesn't tell the police anything, and that knows everybody's deepest, darkest bullshit. Who's got what, who does what, who goes where, who has what gangs are there, what they're doing, what guns are where, what guns are being sold where, what drugs are being sold where, the drugs are being sold where, who has the drugs, who has the illegally printed money, all that stuff. I knew it all, but did I ever do it? Nope. I just sat there and watched. I sat there and watched. What did I know? I knew everybody. I knew everybody in the town, business owners, from the bottom to the top. I even knew the $1 million people who owned the 3-floor building, and their apartment was an apartment. It was the whole entire building. All 3 apartments in the building is actually one big apartment. I knew that guy. I used to go on the roof. Yeah. Until the son threw me out because apparently he was drunk, let me in, and he wasn't supposed to have company, but it's his house. What the fuck do you, well, apparently the son is gay, so I don't know what the hell's going on there, but, better get away, so I did. The son, no, you stay away from my daddy. Okay, I will. I didn't even know you were existing. I've never seen you in my life. That's because I don't live here. Okay, great, fine. I just wanted to sleep here on the freaking patio furniture. He has a fold-out patio, poolside type furniture on the freaking roof, a grill over there. He invited me to come over. He didn't try to fuck me. He didn't stick no dick in me. He didn't try to fucking kill me. He didn't try to fucking rob me. He offered me your weed. He said, a giant freaking bag of weed, booze everywhere. And what's funny is he had freaking this like $1,000 bottle. He's trying to offer me a booze, all this crystalware, expensive booze too. He had like 10 different bottles. He had the Hennessy. He had all the good stuff. And all I wanted was a sip of Fireball. Just one little sip. I'm like, I can't really drink most of that stuff. But I'll tell you what, if you give me a sip of the Fireball, I'll take a sip of that. It's just a nip. Because it was the smallest bottle on the table. And he goes, that's my son's, but I'll give it to you. I'm like, your son likes dollar drinks, dollar nips over the Hennessy. He likes marijuana over hard drugs. This guy, I think I like your son. I wish I met your son before he just found me in your place. But anyway, so there was shit like that going on. But the father of age 60, no, actually probably almost 70, loved me to death. The son never met me. He just came in and I was there. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. You're upstairs sleeping in my bed. My father's down here, drunk on the couch. Are you trying to rob him? I go, you can go through all my pockets. And the guy put a watch on his hand and did. Like I was going to beat the shit out of him. He went through my bag already, everything. And there was nothing, not even his weed. He goes, well, my weed was on the table and it looks like somebody went through it. And the father was right there. I said, yes, your father said I could have a small smoke. And that's all I took. I wasn't greedy. I didn't take any extra of the stuff away.